Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little, what do I have? Today I'm going to show you some of my pole must-haves. Now if you are a beginner, that's like your second week, these are not things that you must have or you're never going to be good at pole. But as I have gone on through pole throughout the years, I have came across some things that have really helped me and that I think would help pretty much everyone else that does pole as well. So let's get straight into it. No hanging about today because it is pole day today. This is also just going to be kind of like what's in my pole bag, which brings me to the first thing. Have a bag to keep your pole stuff in. This is actually something that I only started to do this year, but it actually has really helped. So before I just would have kept my grip and stuff in my handbag, but that was not a good idea because I just throw my bag anywhere and eventually the grip leaked out of my bag, so I had a dirty bag and no grip. So that is why I now have a separate bag to keep all of my pole stuff in. This is not going to be the permanent bag. I will get a much nicer one, but for now this is what we're working with. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is grip. There are different kinds of grip. So the first one I'm going to talk about is dry hands. So dry hands is for what it says in the bottle. It's for people with sweaty hands. So for me, I like to put this on my hands, sometimes my feet if I need them, and then I also like to put a little bit on the pole as well. So if you have very dry skin like me, you're probably not going to want to put this everywhere because if you make it more dry, it's probably not going to stick. So I don't use this for my legs or the back of my knees really. I will use this one, which is called Hydro Attack. So Hydro Attack does the opposite pretty much of dry hands. So this one is a spray and it is for, hit myself in the eye with it, it is for moisture. So this one you do not put on your hands or your feet. I would put this behind my knees or on my shins for climbing, and sometimes on my side or my elbows. So different grips are designed for different things, and that is something that you will learn as you go through pole. For me, I have the driest hands ever, just in everyday life, but as soon as I get to pole, they become really sweaty. So I do need a grip even though I have dry hands. There are lots of different variations of this. This is basically like a liquid chalk. All of them are going to be a little bit different. I've stuck with dry hands because it's worked and I haven't needed to change it, but there is actually a little bit of a shortage for this, so we might have to switch over soon. There is a third type of grip, which I would describe it as pretty much glue. It's not that pleasant to use, and depending on what studio you go to, you might not even be allowed to use it at your studio because it is almost too strong. It's very difficult to get off the pole. That's why you might not be allowed to use it at your studio. But yeah, I have used it before and it is very, very sticky, but it is almost too sticky. I just think if you have these two products, or even just one of them works for you, that's all you need. You don't really need extra glue to stick to the pole, if that makes sense. Anyway, there are lots of pole grips out there. If you do some research on them, look at the descriptions, you can find out a bit more information about them. So the next thing everyone will probably need to have now as times go on with COVID, it's just a little cloth. So when you are a class, you will need to clean down the pole and probably your hands as well, especially if you are using grip. So a cloth for your own use is going to be your best friend. It's always going to be better to have your own stuff. So I'm going to use this tonight. I'm going to take it home. It'll get washed and no one at the studio has to worry about it. So the next thing I want to talk about is knee pads. Knee pads aren't something that you're going to need for every class, but if you're doing floor work, they are a must-have. The ones that I have, I can only find one right now, but the ones that I have are, I think they're dodgeball knee pads, so they are pretty thick, which is good to protect your knees. And they're not too expensive either. Like, I've had these ones since I started pole, and they could probably do with being replaced now, but they have served me well. So when you're doing floor work, your knees will bruise, they will get sore. So knee pads are a must if you want to keep your knees intact. So you can get knee pads that are specifically for pole. Some pole wear brands do them, and they will have a like PVC shiny plasticky bit on the back, which means that you can still use them while you're on the pole and have knee grip. These ones don't, but it's hard to find a good balance between knee pads that are very thick and actually protect you, and then ones that have grip. So for me, I only really use knee pads when I'm doing floor work. Like, if we're doing a routine that's majority floor work, then it doesn't really matter. Realistically, the practicing the stuff is when you need the knee pads. If you're going to do a routine and there's a little bit in the floor but most of it's pole, I'm not going to wear knee pads for the actual performance, but for practicing, definitely use your knee pads. Next must have is also a new one, and it is this little gadget here. So what this is actually two different things. So I have this little tripod thing. It's a little mini tripod that's actually for the camera that I'm using to record this, but you can also attach this thing. So this thing is designed to hold your phone like so, and I'm pretty sure you can get these on their own on Amazon. Mine actually came with a tripod, and you can also just take the one off a selfie stick usually, and use that one. Obviously it depends on how your studio works and just like who you are as a person, but if you don't want to be torturing people every 5 minutes to take a picture or record for you, then these are perfect, especially if you're training on your own as well. These ones, if you're feeling really brave, because this one has bendable legs, you can, I've seen before, grip this around the pole and hold your phone, and then that means that you can like choose what height it is rather than having it on the floor. I don't know why I didn't use one of these sooner, but I really like it. So obviously if you use one of these, I'm gonna tell you that another thing you must have is a phone to take your pictures and videos. And again, like I said, when you're starting out, it's your first or second week, you don't always want to take pictures and videos of what you've done because you want to wait until it's better. Well, I always encourage people to take pictures and videos from the start, because if you do stick to pole for as long as I have, you will enjoy looking back at how you were when you first started and where you are now. I still have pictures. I wish I had more. Like, I do have pictures of me from the start, from my first couple of months, and they're funny. They are funny. So I do encourage everyone to record themselves when they do pole. It's not even so you can post it on Instagram, it's just so you can see what you're doing. Do you think it could have looked smoother? You know, it's just for you. It's not to show anyone else unless you want to. It's just for you, and so you can see your progress. I think that's gonna be it. I mean, if you haven't done pole before, that probably seems like a lot of things that you need to do pole, but realistically you don't. If you haven't done pole before, you don't need to bring anything to class. I'd probably bring a cloth, just so, you know, you have your own cloth. But you don't need to go out and buy grip before you do pole. You don't need to go out and buy pleasers before you do pole. Just go to class with an open mind, ready to learn, and have fun, most importantly. But yes, these are just some things that have helped me through my pole journey that I continue to use. If I find other little things that I find really useful, I will share them with you. But for now, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. This channel has been around for almost a year now, and we are over 200 subscribers. I would love it if we could get to 250 before the end of November. Please, I'm sending out the good vibes. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that people do actually watch my videos and have enjoyed them, and to have people say in person that they watch them, it feels really good. You know, I do enjoy making these videos because I just love pole and everything about it, and I'm just so happy to be back now. So hopefully we will get much more content very soon, and I do have other videos planned, so fingers crossed we can get them up soon. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!